Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, whether you're watching this in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. I'm glad you're here. If you're so inclined, please hit the subscribe button below and the bell notification icon if you want to be notified when I release new videos or go live. Today I wanted to do kind of an in-depth full review on a knife that I've had in my collection for close to 2 years. And yes, it may be old news, but it keeps coming out in many different iterations. It's a very, very popular model, and I am talking about the Urban EDC F5.5. The Urban EDC F5.5, like I say, has been around for a couple of years in many configurations. This is brown micarta with the M390 blade. It's come out with brass handles, LMAX blade, brass handles, M390 blade, G10 handles, both in white and in black with M390 blade. The list goes on, guys. There have been a lot of configurations, like Sgali pattern titanium, raw titanium. It's a Jesper Voxnaes design, and it's an F5. It's a exclusive to Urban EDC Supply Company. The F5.5, unbeknownst to me, is an actual, let's get a little light in here. Cha-ching. The F5.5 is a production version of a Jesper Voxnaes F5, which is a custom knife, which is about 3/4 of an inch larger than this guy. And we will bring in some size comparisons and our Ben Peterson NAFCO ruler. But let's talk about the F5.5 and the things that I really, really like about it. And there is a lot to really, really like about it. What I start with when I experience the knife and I feel the knife is how naturally it fits into my medium to large size hand. The handle gives me a full 4-finger grip. It does have a cutout there for access to the lock bar, but also to grip that first finger. But I also have a functional choil up above that in case I want to get a tighter grip on that blade. I've got a blade that starts out at a spine of about 4 millimeters thick, has jimping and very strong jimping, both here for my finger if I've got it in a traditional cut, or if I choke up, the jimping still works very good regardless of how I'm holding, gripping, or what type of cuts I'm performing with the knife. With this sheepsfoot blade style, this knife makes for great utility cuts, makes for great slicing. It is a thicker behind the edge, but comes down to a very tall, hollow, thin grind that is super, super thin and slicey behind the edge. The 5.5 has always been known to be a great slicer. Nice brush satin finish here, and still thick enough and hardy enough to really, if I needed to put this through the paces out in the woods, whether I was feather sticking or whether I was having to beat on something a little harder, the F5.5, I don't doubt, will be up to it. It will do fine. I mean, the knife is, again, M390 blade steel, micarta, full inset titanium liners, titanium hardware, titanium pocket clip. So the materials are top notch on this little knife. It doesn't weigh a lot because it's micarta with inset titanium liners. It's manufactured by Riot. It is what I would consider completely drop shutty. I'm horizontal under this light here. But that's without any shakes whatsoever. Falls to my finger. Closes down. Does have a little lighter detent than some of the other F5.5s that I've experienced, but it's nothing that I find problematic. I still carry and love the knife very much. I mean, do I wish it had a little tighter detent? Sure. Am I probably going to get one either in a titanium variant or one of the G10 variants to see if I get a stronger detent? This is the type of knife, guys, that I will and do and have owned multiples of. I only own one now, but the F5.5 is one of those knives that I could definitely see getting another variation. Let's see how it compares in size to some of our comparison knives that we're all used to on the channel. Start off with the cold steel 4-max, and the F5.5 is going to be a great deal smaller than the cold steel 4-max. Let's look at it next to the Civivi Baby Banter. Believe it or not, it's closer size to the Civivi Baby Banter, but it's going to be a good bit larger than the Civivi Baby Banter. Let's look at it next to our Benchmade Bug Out. And guys, it is smaller than the Benchmade Bug Out, so there's no need to break out our Spyderco, but we might want to look at the Benchmade Mini Bug Out that comes in just a hair smaller, but it's closer to the size of the Mini Bug Out. In thickness, I'm going to say you're going to be thicker than the Civivi. You're going to have about the same thickness as the PM2 in terms of handle thickness. Same length, roughly, as the Benchmade Bug Out, a little bit longer. And when we say a little bit longer, the blade is under 3 inches. And if I look at the ruler that I have a hard time reading the dimensions on, it looks like my blade's coming in right around 2.9. My handle all the way back to the lanyard hole, which yes, it does have a lanyard hole, is going to be right at 4 inches. My usable handle, 3 inches, about 3.8 up to the choil. And the overall knife is going to be longer than my 6-inch ruler, so I guess if we added 4 plus 3 minus just a little bit, it's probably about 6.5 inches. But that is the Urban EDC Supply Company F5.5, a knife that I've been very, very pleased with. I have kept it in my collection, not thought about getting rid of it really at any time. I have had people offer to take it off my hands, which is really not something that anybody needs to want to do, because these knives, even though they're very desirable and they sell out pretty quickly, they're almost always available on urbanedcsupply.com. I'll put a link down in the description when I put the description of the knife with some of the different materials and the sizes, some of the dimensions. I'll put a link to Urban EDC Supply where you guys can go sign up for email notifications, or go ahead and find you. I think the black G10 is still in stock, and a couple of others will be coming into stock. And I'm in no way affiliated with Urban EDC Supply. I'm in no way compensated for any of my pinings or musings about the knives in my collection. I'm just sharing my thoughts with you guys. And I do appreciate it every time y'all stop by. I appreciate it when you subscribe to the channel. I appreciate it when you like the video, or if something bothers you, dislike it. If you comment, tell me what you like, what you don't like, what you'd like to see differently. I do read all the comments, even though I might not answer all of them. And then, as I always ask you, and I ask you with all sincerity, please, please look out for the guy or gal to your left. Look out for the guy or gal to your right. Look out for one another. Know that we are all different, but we're all drawn together by this hobby and the community that I love, and I think we all love. I love all of you. Move forward with love in your heart. Choose debate over hate. Peace.